Good evening and welcome to WHOV News. I'm Shaun Francis.
And I'm Vaughn. Our top story tonight is an exclusive one-on-one interview with a man who says that he wants to be Virginia's next Attorney General. His name is Justin Fairfax, and if elected, he will become the first Democratic Attorney General in almost 25 years. Another first, should Fairfax win, he will be the first African-American Attorney General ever in the state of Virginia. I had the pleasure of speaking with Fairfax for WHOV Radio News 88.1, and here's what he had to say.
I grew up in the inner city in a very difficult time. It's a very violent time, a lot of gang stuff and drugs. And, and in large part, that's why I ultimately became a federal prosecutor. I had made a promise as a very young child going through that difficult circumstance that if I could provide other people with a much safer community and therefore more opportunity and a brighter future, I would do that. So that's why I left my law firm, which I loved, become a federal prosecutor, to whom much is given, much is required.
And indeed, much is required for the job of Attorney General.
Yes, there is, Shaun, but he certainly isn't backing away from this challenge.
And staying with the topic of politics, last week's State of the Union address, President Obama took time to speak on the nation's budget. The president touched on many important issues, including jobs, rebuilding the middle class, the fiscal policy, and economic growth. While he stated some savings have been accomplished, he also highlighted that there is much work ahead. And staying with the topic of federal government and the budget, some experts say if Congress doesn't step in, $85 billion may have to be cut from the federal government. And those cuts may force people out of work.
My camera 3. The
forced spending cuts may hit some defense programs and 13% from those who work for or hold Pentagon contracts. However, these cuts will not happen until agencies negotiate with their unions, which may not even happen until next month. Some non-union employees are even expected to face furloughs earlier than that.
Now in international news, Oscar Pistorius appeared in court for his bail hearing. Pistorius is charged with premeditated murder in the shooting death of his model girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. The Olympian said he mistook his girlfriend for an intruder and accidentally shot her through the bathroom door on Valentine's Day. The prosecution disagrees. They say that after an argument, Pistorius attached his prosthetic legs, went to the bathroom where Steenkamp was hiding, and deliberately shot her. As the drama in court unfolded, friends and family mourned Steenkamp at the private funeral service in her hometown of Port Elizabeth. Prosecutors have also argued that since Pistorius owns a home in Italy and is a holder of an offshore bank account, he is a flight risk and should be denied bail.
And now taking a look at stories making headlines across the nation.
Our first stop takes us to Mobile, Alabama, where the Carnival cruise ship that stranded thousands is docked pending investigation.
Investigators have determined that the cause to the fire that crippled an American cruise ship. A leak from fuel oil return line on the Carnival cruise ship Triumph sprayed onto a hot surface and ignited the fire near one of the ship's generators. The fire crippled Triumph, leaving more than 4,200 passengers and crew members without power for 5 days. The relaxing cruise quickly became a nightmare for stranded passengers who described the ship as a floating toilet. Although investigators believe the leak is an accident, and the investigation will continue for the next few months to determine why the ship became disabled.
Well, Carnival cruisers aren't the only ones seeking relief. Hurricane Sandy victims in New York and New Jersey are still waiting for theirs. 4 months have passed since Sandy tore through the Northeast, but survivors are nowhere closer to rebuilding their communities. Since insurance companies are delaying payouts, Seaside Heights Mayor Bill Ackers says the government should step in.
Money that's going to come out of the Sandy relief bill, where states will have the ability to cut some red tape, get the money to the people a lot quicker. They were talking within 30 to 45 days. I think that is the next best hope in order to get money.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has also announced areas destroyed by the hurricane will receive government grants to help them in their rebuilding process. Now, Monday wasn't just President's Day, it's also National Wine Day.
That's right. America celebrated National Drink Wine Day on Monday, on the very same day we honored our nation's presidents. The fact that these holidays share the same calendar day is a coincidence, but our founding fathers did toast to the signing of the Declaration of Independence with probably a glass or two.
Certainly a way to celebrate.
Yes.
You may have noticed NBC Universal is here at Scripps Howard.
Yes, Nia, NBC Universal is hosting a 2-day event, meeting with students and conducting interviews. Students now have a chance of a lifetime. On Friday, NBC Universal will be hosting an information session on all the available internships.
Today, they also hosted a private meeting and luncheon. A special screening of the movie Identity Thief will also air in the Sir Space Museum at 6 p.m. So make sure to take advantage of this great opportunity. Shaun, I know I'll be there and I can expect to see you.
Yes, definitely. And we definitely can't thank NBC enough for actually giving us the opportunity to watch this blockbuster hit. And if taking classes and going to school isn't hard enough, add becoming a student entrepreneur.
Having your own business should be fun, and college is a great place to start. Marley Coles is a young entrepreneur who is making a name for herself here at Hampton. WHOV's Bianca Brown has the story.
Starting your own business in college can be easy as long as you have a talent to market. Young entrepreneur Margaretta Marley Coles is the proud owner of Lovable Buttons.
I got started making my buttons during Christmas break last year, and my mom and I wanted something creative to wear with our clothes, so we got creative and made buttons.
Over the summer, Marley made a bulk of her buttons at home in Roanoke, Virginia. While she is at school, Marley only makes buttons by special request because her schoolwork comes first. It takes Marley 10 minutes to make each button. First, she chooses a stencil she wants to use. Second, she uses different small colored plastic pieces and puts each one on the stencil in a design that she wants to make. After the design is finished, she places a piece of wax paper over the stencil covering it. Then she runs her iron over both sides of the stencil.
My inspiration from Lovable Buttons came from expressing my Hampton pride. With that, my first button was Pete the Pirate, and he's the one that started it all.
Marley plans to expand her business to other HBCUs. In the spring of 2013, she will hit Norfolk State University and Virginia State University. And once she becomes more established, she will start donating money to the Alzheimer's Disease Association and Locks of Love. As a way of supporting Marley, I too became buttonized. Bianca Brown, WHOV News.
Thanks, Bianca. Marley's Lovable Buttons is sure to take off.
Yeah, she's definitely building a brand.
And up next, our Lady Pirates take the win over the Spartans.
And have you seen these shocking gas prices? We may need to start carpooling.
Yeah.
We have more after the break.
Pull your face mask down. All right. What about the chest guard? It looks loose. Is it loose? All right, what about the shin guards? All right. Okay. Here comes the heat. Bring it in. Bring it in. Good hustle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK, I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did? I can see your lights on. I'm coming over. What'd you dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
We probably don't have to tell you this, but we're going to anyway. Gas prices are on the rise and they show no sign of slowing down. AAA has reported that prices have risen for 32 straight days. Well, what's behind the higher gas prices, you ask? Well, a couple of factors. This includes a rise in crude oil prices, production cuts, and refinery clothing. Well, moving from my unhealthy wallet to my health. Health is really important, and college students really need it.
That's right, Shaun. The Hampton University chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha put together a healthy eating seminar. WHOV's Kristen McCarter has more on this story.
Eating good or eating healthy? The Alpha Kappa Alpha Gamma Theta chapter hosted a healthy eating seminar in the Student Center Tuesday night. Students were given practical health tips for college living, eating smaller portions, healthier snacks, and 4 to 5 small meals a day were some of the suggested habits.
As the Gamma Theta chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, it's one of our big initiatives, and we really just strive to make sure women and anyone general on college campus can eat healthy.
I think the most useful tip was the one about snacking, because instead of snacking on chips or cookies, instead find alternatives like almonds, fruit, vegetables, things like that.
After the seminar, students were encouraged to join in for the Richard Simmons workout.
Come on guys, hurry up.
Eating healthy and working out can be both fun and very rewarding. Kristen McCarter, WHOV News.
Wow, that's amazing what healthy snacks can do to your diet. I might have to go home and throw out some stuff in my cupboard.
You really learn something new every day, Shaun.
Yes.
Putting snack time on hold, it is showtime in Hollywood. The 2013 Academy Awards is right around the corner. Family Guy Seth MacFarlane will be hosting this year. At the top of the list for nomination, Lincoln, Les Miserables, and Silver Linings Playbook. You can catch the award show at 8:30 p.m. on ABC this Sunday.
I know I'm excited. I mean, I've seen all 3 of those movies, and I will not be surprised if any one of those won. But coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at your 7-day forecast.
And a trendy new way to send resumes. We have more when we get back. Stay tuned.
The odds of this daughter of a clergyman spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton. Learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Laura says we should start worrying about drinking at these things.
You're only 12.
I know. I'm just glad you know better, sweetheart.
You're too smart for that, right, honey?
Real kids are curious about alcohol. 40% tried by the 8th grade. Talk early, talk often, get others involved.
I got no pulse, we're losing him.
Charging. He's in VFib.
Shock him. Drives it road all the time. He just had a few drinks. This can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. You just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right, this isn't happening. He'll be fine. I feel good. Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shock him.
Listen, I know you're upset, but it was just one date. And dating's like the stock market. There's ups and downs and ups and... So always buy low.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Well, I'm definitely excited for the Oscars, but I wonder if the weather will mess up some of the celebs' outfit plans.
Maybe so. Stacy, what's the weather looking like for us?
Well, our weather this Sunday is looking pretty good. But as you know, Hamptonians, the weather is no joking matter. But I'll give you those updates right after we check out what's going on in the rest of the nation. And now let's look at our national forecast for today. In the western region, we have heavy snow accumulations of anywhere from 6 to 15 inches in states such as Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. This same snowstorm is moving into our Midwestern region, causing issues and problems. Speaking of issues and problems, let's take a look at Arizona. Arizona will be seeing heavy ice storms causing major power outages for residents and families. Let's take a look at our South. In our South, we have heavy rain and thunderstorms. Now moving into our northeastern region, with Maine seeing heavy snow accumulation of anywhere from 6 to 15 inches as well, in contrast to Virginia, who may only see high temperatures of up to 40 degrees. Speaking of Virginia, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Today and tomorrow seem to be nice and clear with temperatures averaging around 45 degrees with sunlight. Friday night and into Saturday, there will be slight rain, so expect a slight damper on your weekend. Moving into the beginning of next week, skies will be partly cloudy with temperatures averaging around 50 degrees. Besides a slight chance for rain on Tuesday, the later half of the week appears to be partly cloudy with temperatures averaging 50 degrees as well. I can't say I'm too pleased with the rain, but it is good sleeping weather. How about you guys? What do you think?
A little rain never hurt. I'm not worried.
I mean, I'll sleep regardless. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's not 39 degrees outside, I mean, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. So.
In just a few minutes, we will take a look at the All-Star Weekend game, the sports news everyone has been waiting for.
And let's not forget about that big L we took from Norfolk State basketball team, and we'll talk more about that when we return. Yeah, were you at the game?
In 1990, in Severn, Maryland, the daughter of a clergyman was discovered by a music industry insider while pumping gas at a service station. The odds of her getting signed and spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of this former church choir singer going on to sell 40 million records? 1 in 15 million. The odds of the same woman winning 6 Grammy Awards and starring in 2 Broadway plays? 1 in 75 million. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, Nia, did you end up catching the girls' basketball game this past week?
I did catch the girls' game. I didn't catch the boys, though. But, they're really making us proud here at Hampton, our Lady Pirates.
Yes, and we do understand that the men's basketball team got their streak snapped. But, Theo, what do you got for us in sports?
Well, Shaun, I have much for you in sports today, and I'll start off talking about the Lady Pirates, who actually picked up a win when the men lost against Norfolk State. It's going pretty well right now for the Lady Pirates. The men's team did lose, like I stated earlier, but it's going pretty well for the women's team. They extended their winning streak to get this, 12 on Monday, as they dusted the Spartans by 41 points, the final score being 83-42. And then they traveled up to Maryland Eastern Shore, where they shot down the Lady Hawks 78-47. The girls are now 21-5 and undefeated, a 12-0 perfect in the MEAC. They'll play their last game on the road Monday, February 25th against Delaware State. Now, for the HU men's basketball team, I'll refer to the lyrics of Drake. You lose some, you win some, long as the outcome is a winning record in the MEAC, or something like that. I don't know. I don't listen to the guy anymore, okay? So, free throws and turnovers, missed free throws, by that way. Missed free throws and turnovers were the cause of them losing on Monday to NSU. They fell to the top-seeded NSU Spartans 62-59, but they would bounce back on Wednesday, luckily. The Pirates completed the sweep on Maryland Eastern Shore. They took down the Hawks 63-59. Hampton is now 11-14 overall and 8-4 in the MEAC. They're now preparing for the ESPN Ramada Worldwide Bracket Busters Tournament. That's a mouthful. On Monday. They'll be hosting the St. Peter's Peacocks. Let's take a look at the standings in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. The Lady Pirates lead the conference at 12-0. Howard is not too far behind at number 2, and North Carolina A&T is third at 9-3. Over in the men's division, the NSU Spartans lead the pack at 12-0. North Carolina Central and Savannah State are not too far behind. And the Pirates, they're sitting at 4th at 8-4, one ahead of Delaware State. Sad news in the NBA this week. After a long battle with cancer, Los Angeles Lakers owner Jerry Buss passed away at the age of 80. Buss is known for bringing the showtime to Los Angeles and has been with the Lakers through the ups and downs, especially the downs of recently. On to a brighter note, this might make you a little happier because you're a Laker fan. NBA All-Star Weekend brought excitement to the NBA community and to my hometown of Houston, Texas.
Ooh.
I love the city. You love it?
Of course. No, I haven't been, but I mean, I'm just gonna say I love it though.
It's cool. Well, look, check this out. You just saw Terrence Ross throwing down some monster dunks. He took home the dunk championship. Kyrie Irving beat out the Red Rocket Matt Bonner in the three-point shootout, and Damian Lillard won the skills challenge. As they were doing that, Chris Paul finished the weekend off by winning the All-Star MVP. He dished out 15 assists to go along with his 20 points, and he led the West to 143 to 138 victory over the East. My bad.
Yeah. Well,
so that just about does it for sports. But you know what? How did you feel about the All-Star Weekend, Nia?
You know, I would have given anything to be there in Houston. You know, I like to watch the celebrities move, so that was an awesome take. You know, we see the players, just the community, the All-Stars out. It's a great weekend. I heard some people are skipping spring break just to have been in Houston last weekend.
Yeah, they definitely would.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed it, and I always do. I mean, my favorite thing this past year was probably the All-Star game. You know, I got to see, you know, all my favorite players do, you know, what they do best.
Kyrie Irving, though, come on. You can't miss on that guy. That guy did pretty well.
He did, he did.
Well, earlier we talked about students getting interviewed for NBC Universal.
But now, put away that suit and tie and get to a computer.
Your next job could be an interview on Twitter.
Some tech media and marketing companies are using so-called Twitter views to find potential employers.
And instead of a formal interview, companies tweet out a question and you tweet your answer back in 140 characters or less.
That's going to wrap things up for us tonight.
On the behalf of the entire WHOV News crew, thanks for joining us. I'm Shaun Francis.
I'm Nia Vaughn.
Good night.